Hello. Good evening, Philip. Good evening, everyone. How are we today? Let's bring that a little bit closer. Hi, Christian. Hi, Chewy. Good evening. How are we all today? We having a good time? Trying to figure out what that was on the camera. Yes, we are live. I think we're cooking. So today we're doing Warhipster Paints Plaguebearers. Or at least figures out the recipe. Good evening, Mr. Noob. So we are going to be figuring out these guys. What is the type of brush what you are using often? I use the small and medium layer brushes from Games Workshop the most. Those are my most popular brushes. You are the best. Thank you very much. Or you are best, I should say. No, thank you very much. I try. So yeah, we're going to be doing Plaguebearers. Now, these are either going to go really fast or really slow. I always find that's the thing with Nurgle miniatures. So we might get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 miniatures done today, because I need to film some of them. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Even if you are painting a Space Marine. Yeah. Even if I'm painting a Space Marine, I use the small and medium layer brushes. I don't go any bigger than that usually. Sometimes I'll use something like a shade brush if I need to. So those are the ones I use the most for contrast painting, and then for all my detail work I usually use Artis Opus brushes. Hips is a mind reader. I've been staring at 30 for a year. Oh, Plaguebearers. I thought you meant your 30th birthday. I was like, what? My 31st birthday is a whole 2 weeks away. 2 weeks? How many days is it? I will be 31 in 12 days. And this music sounds correct. So yeah, we're going to be doing Plaguebearers. And it's going to be fun because, well, I'm figuring out the scheme as per usual. Have you done bloodletters before? I assume it's something you'll get to. I have done bloodletters, Chewy. You can find a video for them here on YouTube. I'm 52. That's a wonderful age. I kind of want to skip my 30s and go straight to my 40s. So here we go then. So I need my picture. I've answered that already. But yes, Chewy, I've done the blood letters. I did them in August. For the Tale of Many Warhipsters. Did Demonettes? No. Plaguebearers was in July. Not Plaguebearers. Bloodletters was in July. Demonettes was August. September is Plaguebearers. 30s is just thinking you're still in your 20s. I know. I sit here and I go, oh yeah, it's alright. I've still got most of my life left to go. And I do. But like, I still think I'm about 28, 29. It's going to hit me this week. In 12 days' time, it's going to hit me that my 20s are seriously over. Right, I need my picture. Where's my picture? Plaguebearers. Plaguebearers of Nurgle. There they are. So what do they look like? Well, green probably. Okay, okay. They are gross. As well they should be. So what have we got? We've got one with boils on his tummy. I like the one with the teeth. This guy. So. Well then. Shall we begin? Check my water situation. Yes, I've got water. I might have to get some water halfway through though. So I'm going to grab some brushes and I'm going to grab some paint. That's what I'm going to do. So, the first 40 years of childhood for men is tough. Excellent. I like that. So, I think it would be rude to not paint the Plaguebearers with Plaguebearer flesh. How about you guys? I wondered why I didn't have much movement in my cable. It's because I, in a surprising leap of logic, decided when I was cleaning up my desk a couple of days ago that I would take all of my little cable ties or my little, you know, these things, little wire things, and I would just put one on my. I would tie up my headphone cable. So I was like, why is this so taut? But there we go. Hello, Mikey's Wargaming. The water hipster. I was trying to think of Pro Evo versions of my brand. I know what my Pro Evo name would be. I would be John Hall. Rather than Josh Hill. But what's the Pro Evo version of Warhipster? All I could think of was Water Hamster. Here we go then. Plaguebearer flesh. Hello, Katara. So let's get on with it then. So I think Plaguebearer flesh should just go all over the miniature apart from the sword. Because then we can just layer down to it. It'll kind of blend in a way. So, we're just going to get Plaguebearer flesh all over. Like I said, apart from the sword. I'm using a medium layer brush here. Like I said, I think these will either go really quickly or really slowly. Like the Poxwalkers. Poxwalkers were one of those ones where it was just like, these will be quick. And then they weren't quick. Well, they were quick. It's just, you know, I like to highlight stuff. So if I can get a really, really quick... Because I think my most of the Demonettes video that is coming very soon... and most of the actual kind of methodology of painting the Demonettes was mostly just trying to figure it out. But now that I've figured it out, I think I can do Demonettes really quickly. Blood Letters, I think, was the quickest so far. So it'd be really awesome if these guys are quick. But these are going to be my next Tale of Many Warhipsters miniatures. I really like working with Plaguebearer flesh because it just has a nus about it. It's just a really nice paint to work with. I've primed them with Wraithbone, I should say. Because I want them to be full of life and warmth. But Greyseer would work. Do 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 do. Looks pretty good to me. So now we just got to sit and let it dry for a bit. There we go. I've missed a bit. There we go. Bit corrected. So what is everybody working on tonight? If you're working on anything at all. You might not be. You might just be hanging out and listening to me talk nonsense. When's the next Tale of Many Warhipsters due date and how do I apply? The next Tale of Many Warhipsters due date is the week commencing the 4th of October. He said with so much confidence that he's now going to check it. Yeah, week commencing the 4th. So you have between the 4th and the 10th to send me any pictures of the stuff that you've done for the month. In order to apply, all you have to do is email your pictures of your unit that you painted this month. So you pick a project and you pick a unit that you're going to paint every month. So I'm doing demons. So far I've done Be'lakor, Demonettes and Bloodletters and now Plaguebearers. So yeah, so I've done one of those per month. And basically what you do is you just take a bunch of pictures before the due date or during that due week and you send them to me at email at therealwarhipster@gmail.com. And then I put them, and just include a bit of text about who you are, what you'd like us to say about you, about your project, about your lore, whatever you like. And we'll read it all out on air, and we will collapse with giddiness over how wonderful all of the entries will be. Sick Jeb is here. Sup, dudes? He says, I'm working on staying awake. That is a very difficult task sometimes. Dawn Eagle Jet Bike says, Mr. Noob. Mr. Gloomspite Noob. Barry P is working on Poxwalkers. I enjoyed doing my Poxwalkers. They just took a lot longer than I thought they would. It's mostly because I was painting 30 at once. So halfway through I decided I would do 10 instead. And then it just sped right up from there. Cutting out grots. So many grots. How many grots are you doing, Philip? Deathwatch for Kilty. Nice, Roderick. I'm starting to prepare my new Khorne Demon army, and I will start with Bloodletters, then Cavalry, then Bloodthirster. Very nice. Very, very nice. My Khorne Demons army currently consists of 10 Bloodletters. I do believe in one of these boxes, though. I do have a Bloodthirster, which I am looking forward to doing. Michael is doing Veteran Guardsman. Very nice. Is that from the Kill Team box? The Death Corps of Krieg. How's this getting on? Is it drying yet? No. Good evening, Mr. Rifles. No, you never do add the text. It's alright, you don't have to say anything. I generally find out what your name is by your email. And then I go and look for you on Instagram so I can give you a little tag. Very nice, Michael. No, I'm a big fan of that. I'm looking forward to doing mine. They're in a box downstairs. Working on my second shower? Working on my second Shadow Seer this eve. That's awesome, Bolt Rifles. Doing the Cruel Boys Shaman. Very nice. He was the model that... I've talked about this in the past. Sometimes there's a model that you don't see it coming together until towards the end. It was towards the end with him that I was like, oh yeah, no, now this really has come together. Simon Foster says he's working on Squig Hoppers, which is awesome. Yeah, we're just doing Bloodletters tonight. Not Bloodletters. Oh my god, Plaguebearers. We're waiting for him to dry. We're literally watching paint dry because we've got a little bit of a build up here, which we don't want. Just get rid of that drip. Let's go, or let's goo. Right. They have all sorts of boils and sores all over them. Now, I think we can do this with... because they look sort of pinky, but I reckon Gilliman Flesh over the green will look really nice. I'll tell you what, whilst we're waiting for him to dry, we'll just do another one quickly. We'll do it manually though. Oh, this one's got a face poking out of his tummy. That's gross. I loves it, I do. The more I paint demons, the more I desperately want to do Keepers of Secrets. I really like that Keeper of Secrets model. I've become a huge fan over the last few days. Weeks. I'm just a big, big fan of it. I really like all of the Greater Demons, but the Keeper of Secrets, man. That is a model. And I really like the Shalaxi Hellbane variant. I just think the colours that they've used on it are beautiful. Oh, I love it. I love it so much. Because I think to run demons competitively, you've got to have Slaanesh. Because they've got all of their fight first and stuff, and they move pretty quickly, and you can make them somewhat resilient. Nurgle are quite good for locking things down, but I'm worried that Nurgle are going to get hit with a huge nerf bat when the Codex comes out. Because I think Disgusting Resilient is going to change for them as well. So I think they're going to lose the 5+. And they're going to go back to damage 1, which is just the minus damage, like the Death Guard. Which I think is a big problem for the Nurgle Demons, because who is targeting Plaguebearers with 2 damage weapons? Nobody on God's green earth. So it becomes at that point where it might be that, in the next codex that you're going to have to run like, Rotfly spam or Beast of Nurgle spam, which I suspect are going to get a huge points hike because Beast of Nurgle are quite obnoxious right now. But Slaanesh, they've got a few tricks they can do. So I'm really looking forward to doing a keeper. Here we go. Very nice. That red material behind you, would you say it's Mephiston red? This hoodie, it's actually closer to Wordbearer's red. It's quite browny red. Oh, hi all. Oh, hi Flyin. Love the Great Unclean One, all versions. The Great Unclean One is lovely. Where's your members button? My members button, you can get it from the www.youtube.com/warhipster. It should just say join. Whoops. If you were trying to join as a member. Love the Great Unclean One. Oh yeah, we've done that one. Quick question, do you prefer the Grey Seer or Wraithbone undercoat for contrast paints? I like them both. It depends what I'm painting. Generally, if something is covered in lots of armor, like Space Marines or Stormcast or, stuff like that, Grey Seer I think is the one. Because armor for me shouldn't be all warm. It should just be, it should have quite a cold sheen to it. Whereas like if it's stuff like this, Wraithbone's perfect because it's just so warm. Just adds that kind of organicness to it. Same for like things like, for Seraphon, they've got lots and lots of stuff like that. Nurgle's great with Wraithbone, as we're doing. Bloodletters, they're very organic in the way because they're very kind of fleshy. Yeah, it depends. Depends entirely on what I'm painting. Like for example, Wraithbone wouldn't be very good for something like Demonettes because it would just be too warm. Refreshing. Okay. Let's have a look at this again. He's still not dry. Come on now. Dry, you bugger. Doodaloo, 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 doodaloo. Let's go back to looking at the picture. Doodaloo doo, ba-doop doop doop ba-doop doop ba-doop ba-doop doop 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 doop. So I want one with guts, really. He's got guts. Has he got guts? He does have guts. Ba-ba-doo-doo-doo. Ba-ba-doo. Boo-ba-doo-ba-doo. Boo. Ba-ba-da-ba-da-bow. So for my squigs, you would say Wraithbone. Yeah, that's what I've done. I mean, these guys, they've all been primed with Wraithbone because that's going to be quite a warm red. Around. So yeah, it'll be perfect for that. What should you do when you start out and realise that your end painting is so much better? Should start over and fix it, or just live with it and start painting the next one? What do you mean? Are you batch painting? I would always just let... I like seeing the progression for me, personally. So I just leave it. I never start again. Unless I've really, screwed it up. But, yeah, no, if I... It's all a journey, right? So I just move on to the next one usually. Thank you so much, Tabletop Ready. Pepsi Challenge when? We are going to do it. The problem is every time I've been to the shop in the last week and a half, there has been no Pepsi regular, and there has been no Coca-Cola regular. None of it. We're having a shortage in the West Country. That's it. It's just there's nowhere to be seen, and I don't want to end up with tons of cans of it. So rather than buying a thing, so it's just trying to buy individual ones. What recipes have you tried so far on the Plaguebearers? So we've just done this one, which is just Plaguebearer flesh on it at the minute, and we're just waiting for him to dry so that we can continue on. I really like it though. So I've done it on another one there as well. I think it looks pretty good as a starting point. Sugar tax strikes again. Yeah, exactly. I'm going to paint another one. We're going to do this one with the guts hanging out. Whilst we're still waiting for number 1 to dry. Because some of them don't have guts hanging out, but I think guts hanging out is going to be important. Just getting that Plaguebearer flesh all over. God, it's a lovely paint. It's a horrible colour, but it's a lovely paint. Works really well over metallics. At least that was my experience of it when I was doing the video. I think that one's out now. What it looks like. Metallic Plaguebearer flesh. I really like Plaguebearer flesh because it is so thin, so it's quite forgiving. Like the colour is not very strong at all. So it's quite hard to like kind of almost gloop it on. It's not like with Blood Angels Red, for example, where the darkest pigment is just very, very, very dark. So it's very easy to gloop it on and like have those dark blobs. Whereas things like Plaguebearer Flesh and Aethermatic Blue and Apothecary White, Skeleton Horde, Talasar Blue to a certain extent as well. They're just that little bit more difficult to mess up, so it's just a lot nicer to work with as a paint, I find, because it's just can be a lot more cavalier with it. That's another arm done. We'll get this arm done as well. Lovely stuff. What's the max unit size for Plaguebearers? Is it 30? Bit off topic. Are you planning to do any tutorial videos for the Beast Snaggas? I am planning to do the tutorials for the Beast Snaggas. Everything in the Beast Snaggas box. So Zodgrod, the Beast Snagga boys, and the Squig Rider. You know, the riders. They will. All of it's going to get a video. The thing is, I've been clearing commissions. So I've been doing Trajan Valoris. I've been doing Khan. I've been doing Astrid Thurga, Infernal Master, Castellan Crow. They've all been done this last week. Then what I've got to do is got 30 Battle Sisters to do. And we've done the Order of our Martyred Lady tutorial, so we won't be doing a video for them. But yeah, so once those are done, then I can do Beast Snaggas and the rest of the Hexfire box. And then I've got a bunch of Blood Angel stuff to come. Can't wait to see your Orc tutorials. Oh, and also the stuff from Kill Teams. We've got the Commandos, we've got the Veteran Guardsmen, we've got all the terrain. All of that is coming. It's just it's just a little way off. Because I'm a busy boy. I'm a very busy boy. Trying to keep the lights on. Just Kev, can't wait to see your Orc tutorials. Thank you very much. If you want to satiate that want now, you can check out the Cruel Boys stuff. And what day is it? Tuesday? Yeah. Thursday, the Greater Gnashtooth will be coming out. Hooray! Oh, so you're a commission painter and do YouTube on the side. Yeah. Although I want to be the other way around. So I want to be a YouTuber that does commission painting on the side. That's where I'm trying to get to. Hopefully. Do you always try to match the GW colour schemes? I always spend too much time trying to come up with something different and unique. Probably why I haven't painted anything in ages. I do spend a lot of time trying to come straight for the box art. Mostly because that is the most popular iteration of it, right? So like, you know, like painting Kragnos, for example. People buy that model because they want to paint it like Kragnos, and there are some very talented people out there who do it as different thing, but I generally do it as box art because it's the most popular version, and for me, I'm an absolute box art nerd, so I really enjoy it. That doesn't mean that I don't do my own ones. Good evening, 5 Minute 40k. Hope you're well. Adam's here, everybody. My fellow Warhipster from the Tale of Many Warhipsters. Excited to have you here, buddy. 30 max, yes. Oh, thank you. NNSSNN. Can I call you Nissan? Or Nissan? No, I won't call you that. yeah, so I just generally try and come up with a thing. But doing stuff with contrast paints means I also probably spend equal amount of time trying to figure out what the recipe is to get it as close to box art as possible. So contrast medium. I've looked for videos on its uses on YouTube, but can't find anything on there. Whens and whys of using it. Any useful insight? Yes. So I think that... Oh, just fall off the camera there. I think there are a myriad of uses for contrast medium. The most popular one is obviously for thinning down your contrast paints. Now, you thin down your the reason you thin down your contrast paints is so that you can get different tones out of them, and then they become different things, right? So a contrast paint on its own, going straight on, is the equivalent of doing a base and a shade and a layer, right? That's what contrast paint on its own is. When you add one bit of contrast medium, it improves the flow. It weakens the colour a little bit, but it just improves the flow. So it makes it a little bit easier to use the paint. The paint stays wetter for longer, which means you can move it around a lot more. Once you start adding in more parts of that, it becomes a much thinner paint. And at times, it can change the properties. So a great example of that is wildwood. Once you get down to like 5 or 6 parts of wildwood, it moves from being like a dryad bark equivalent to Rakarth flesh. It's the same thing for like Volupus Pink. Volupus Pink stays at like Screamer Pink level, but then once you start thinning it down, it gets to the point where it almost looks like shaded Fulgrim Pink. Almost. 5 minute 40k has become a member. Thank you so much, buddy. Thank you so much. That's very, very kind of you. And yeah, like the other thing that you can do with contrast medium is you can use it to blend. You can use it to create a wet surface on which to blend. So like when you're painting like a power sword, for example, you can put the contrast medium all over it, and then you can use a couple of colors whilst it's there to make it so that the paints run together even more. They'll just blend up even nicer in the contrast medium. And yeah. And the other thing that contrast medium can be used to do is create glazes. So just using lots of it to really thin down paint. There's loads and loads of stuff you can do with contrast medium. Where are we? Apart from when you use it in a recipe, it tends to sit unused. Yeah. Oh, contrast medium. Can't wait to see your orc tutorials. Thank you, Just Kev. Oh, so you're a commission paint. Oh, yeah, we've done that. Kill Team. Yay, Ricard. Awesome. Do you take suggestions for video tutorials? Asked Mackie Mac. Yes, I do. Let me get up my document. And then tell me your suggestion. Will your 40k orc skin recipe be different to your Cruel Boys skin recipe? No. It'll be the same. Because it's very effective. We did it on... So we've done a Beast Snagga. There he is. So there is a Beast Snagga boy. And it looks pretty damn awesome. The only difference between him and the Cruel Boys is that he was done in Wraithbone and the Cruel Boys are done in Greyseer. So he's a bit warmer than the Cruel Boys. But yeah. I do have 1 or 2 other orc flesh recipes up my sleeve that I want to try. Particularly on like the green skins, just using orc flesh. Seraphon Pterodons. Seraphon Pterodons. Okay. Seraphon. Oh god. Seraphon Pterodons. Cough. Noise Marine. Cough. Noise Marine. Okay, I'll put it in, Flyan. I think he's already in there, to be fair. Yes, you can. Thank you. Listen. Hello, Marcos 010. Oh, well, okay. Well, you're doing great on YouTube, to be honest. You make great tutorials. Learned a lot from you. Thank you very much. Excited to be here, mate. Plaguebearers for the win. Plaguebearers are the winners of today's stream. If they would dry quicker. He'll look real good in someone's army. I'm sure he will. Hello, any recipe for glowing red? Yes. It depends on what you're doing, though. Sick Jeb, my suggestion is a Gargant / Mega Gargant. Got some sitting in boxes and would love to see your take on them. I have got 60% of a Gargant, of a Mega Gargant tutorial, but I'll add it to the Mega Gargant tutorial. I need to finish that. Mine's been done like Bundo Whalebiter. Ragnar Blackmane or any Space Wolves. We've already done Ragnar Blackmane and the Space Wolves Combat Patrol and the Hounds of Morkai. Those videos are available. They already exist. And a Space Wolves Gladiator as well, actually. So yeah, Hounds of Morkai, Space Wolves Gladiator, Space Wolves Combat Patrol, which includes Reavers, Intercessors, and Invicta, and Haldor Icepelt, and Ragnar Blackmane. I do have some Wolfguard Terminators. Not painting related, but have you seen the Total War Warhammer 3 trailer featuring Cathai? I have, yeah. Very excited for it. I also like that they put out a video saying, or a post saying that they've delayed it to 2022 because they want it to be the best it could possibly be, which is great. It's great communication from Creative Assembly. Sorry, I'm special. It's okay, Russ. Don't you worry. I have been testing out Gracie and Wraithbone base paint with great success in my airbrush. Yes, I've been looking at airbrushes ever since last week. Shopping around. Can't just find any good recipe for glowing red in general. Seems green and light blue is the only one in use. Yeah, I think the thing with glowing red is it can sometimes get lost on camera. So what I do for my, for example, my eye lenses that are going to be red, is I basically fill in, let's say for example on, have I got something nearby that I've done a red lens on? Basically, like Lugganath Orange is a really great spot highlight for glowing red. So if you've got like a Blood Angels red base over quite a dark base, and then you just, like, for example, like, so let's demonstrate on my glasses, right? So when I'm doing, hello, what I do is I paint the whole lens red, Blood Angels red, and then I just do a line of Lugganath Orange in the middle, and it gives a glowing red effect. It looks really good. How's the 3D printer fund going? That one hasn't started. What are your thoughts on Zenithal priming? I think it looks good. Red is a tricky one because the spot color on it is a bright orange, whereas for green and blue it's white. Or it's more like yellow. Yellow is the spot color for red. Like if you think of like when you superheat some metal, it goes orangey yellow, rather than if you superheat like green can glow with a white. It's very easy to just put that white spot color on it. Lugganath Orange or like Dawn Yellow, for example, they are the pinnacle of red. So it sometimes just looks a bit weird, I think, to a lot of people's eyes. Right, he is finally dry. So, I might just buy a Noisy Boy and mail it to you. Okay. How about Magnus the Red for this painting project? Yes. I want to paint Magnus the Red, you know it. You know I want to paint Magnus the Red. I've done Morty. I have to do Magnus. Drop me paintbrush. Right, got it back. Okay, so I think we're going to use a couple of different colours now. But the first one we're going to use is Snakebite Leather. And we also want Black Templar in a minute. So I've done a bit of zenithal priming. I did it on Bellicor, for example. He was zenithally primed. Magnus. I've got a really good idea. Airbrush fund. The airbrush fund is pretty good. After last week, it was very, very good. Thank you so much to everybody who donated. That was really special. Where are my pictures? Oh, we've got a little rotatey one here. Okay, so I'm going to use Snakebite Leather on his horn. And any bones he has exposed. Does he have? Yes. So I'm going to use Snakebite Leather. And what we're going to do is take a small amount of this on the brush. And then over the horn, we're going to paint it. Like that. And then I'm going to wash the brush. And then just where those two colours meet, I'm just going to feather it a little bit. So it blends. So just absorbing the paint and moving it around up into the horn. Like that, so it's not just like a hard line on the horn. And then I'm going to do the same thing with black over the top in a minute once it's dry. How are you doing for dryness? I mean, your horn can be done as well. We'll do him too. Yeah, Bellicor was zenithally primed. Black to grey seer, I believe. Oh, thank you so much, Russ. That's Plaguebearer flesh. That's the wrong paint. Snakebite Leather. That's the one we're using. So we just get the Snakebite Leather all over it. Give it a wash, and then give it a little feather. This guy's got multiple horns. You have to do these one at a time. So that'll come down to around about there. There you go, that's one. And we'll feather it. Like that. There we go. Perfect. Have you painted any ogres? I've done one. I've done Brutog Corpse Eater. And he is in my Cursed City playlist. First live stream of yours I get to watch. Love your brush techniques. Oh, thank you very much, Anders. That one's dried. So what we can then do is take some Black Templar. And then do the same thing again on the horn from up here to about halfway down. Like that. And same again on the other side. And wash the brush. And then further away. Now that, creating that lovely fade. Nicely spicely. And then what I'm also going to do is I'm going to use this Black Templar on its own over the top of his like toe claws. Like that. Oh. Couldn't quite see that from up there. And then I'm also going to use Black Templar on the blade. Just going to slap it on there. Like that. Lovely stuff. I'll do it on the back part as well. Oh, this is going to be a tricky one. Steady hands. And then we got a little bit at this angle as well. There we go. Lovely stuff. Eating paint is yummy. It is yummy. And also necessary. Right, there we go. So now, I think a flesh colour, a pink colour, and a red. Well, maybe we just need two. Like a yellowy crustiness. So I think let's go with Nazdrag yellow. Let's go with Magos purple and Gillen flesh. So I think question is what paint tastes the best? Isn't that a question? They all taste pretty horrible. The one that looks like it would taste really nice. Maybe we want some Volupus pink, but like thinned down. Let's just try Gilliman flesh first. See what that looks like over some of the welts and boils. Glow in the dark teeth. Ooh, Nihilak oxide. Ugh. Right, here we go. So we've got some Gilliman flesh here. And I'm going to use this over the top of some of these boils and things. So like here. Just going to overlap a little bit as well. I think that looks alright. Let's try some Magos Purple as well. In that inflamed mess of I really like the Magos Purple. I think that looks really nice. Like that. And then I'm going to try some Nasdrag Yellow as well, I think. See what that looks like. Might be a little strong. Oh, it looks very sore. That's very nice. I'm a fan. Oh, we missed some down here. What do you think, team? I think I'm also going to paint this over his eye as well. Just make him look really upset. And then I think maybe for like the holes in here and in his elbow and down his leg, could use Volupus Pink for those. So I'm gonna try that. Oh. So for like the wounds, you can use teeny tiny amount of Volupus pink. So we've got some here. Tearing the flesh like that. See, I think with like some like fleshy highlights in there, or some bony highlights in there, and then like some blood for the blood god, they'll look absolutely spiffing. Oh, we got like that. There we go. That's how he looks so far. Don't use odorless thinners. Take care of the paint tasting when using oils. I've never used oils. By the way, Thanquol will be sent tomorrow. Work got in the way of this week. Oh, lovely. Awesome, Katara. No worries. Recently watched your video on Techless. Are you planning on doing more of the bigger models? Yes. Lots of bigger models, in fact. I believe we've just... we're going to be doing Magnus the Red. We're going to be doing a bunch of... There's so many big models coming. Krondys and Karazai, for one. The two new dragons. Dragons! Really enjoy Nurgle stuff for painting. Yeah, it's good fun. It's good, clean fun. So what I might do is I might add now a little bit of Magos Purple around those big boils on his belly. Just around like that. I want the new Vulture as well. Yeah, that's what I want to do. I really want to do him. I was looking at him like when he was announced yesterday that he's going on pre-order next weekend. I was like, I was just sat staring at him going, oh, I know exactly what I'm going to do for this. Now I'm going to use some Black Templar on his teeth. Like so. I want to do all of the new models coming for the Cruel Boys. I do. It's all a question of money, though. Isn't it always? Now the big question is, what is the highlight for this guy? What do you reckon, guys? I think it could be Iron Rack skin, you know? Ah, Philip, it won't be discontinued. They'll be reboxing it with the new rules and into the new packaging. Because the Maw Crusher is it's such a beautiful model. There's no way, and it's not that old, to be fair. There's no way it's going anywhere. I think it is Iron Rack skin. I think that's the best one to do. So that's what we're going to do. Oh dear. The question is, where is it? Oh no, Deepkin Flesh. That's the one I meant. Deepkin Flesh is what I meant. Because that's the layer. And it's got that sort of greenish hue to it. That's a medium layer brush, yes. I could be terribly wrong, so we'll find out in just a minute. The cabbage with bite. He certainly is a cabbage with bite. Okay, here we go. Deepkin Flesh. I think it adds quite a nice, subtle paleness to the Plaguebearer. Yeah, I quite like it. Add a little bit more of it just along here. Oh, missed his ear. I think Deepkin Flesh works. Marvellous. Can I share my Instagram in chat? Of course you can, Philip. I always wanted to do a conversion with a salamander cap on a Maw Crusher. Yeah, that's a very good idea. I must admit, I can't offer much feedback. I found it a real struggle to pick up a brush lately, and most of my projects have largely been based on Charon Overlords or Necrons, medals with an overabundance of metal. I know what you mean. James Cameron Clark, I'm nipping into my friendly local gaming store on Saturday to see if there is a breaker boss on Troggoth going spare, starting my path to glory with a big fella. Awesome. I've got a breaker boss on Troggoth on its way to me. By the powers of the Royal Mail. Yeah, by all means, Philip, share your Instagram. I'll even come and find you once you tell me what you're called. Hey, Paul. So I think we need something pinky. Something pink fleshy. Felonious Minis. Gotcha. You now have a follow. If I may ask, which primer do you think would be best for orcs? I've used Wraithbone on my Beast Snaggas. How are you looking, Mr. Man? I want to do some blood for the blood god, I know. That's what I want to do. Mind out, Astrid. Here we go then. Bit of blood for the blood god. I'm just going to use it. Very sparingly. In these kind of torn open areas. Like that. Let me look at my picture again. Yeah, it's kind of like Fulgrim pink. Could probably get away with it. It might be a little bright though. What do you think of him so far, guys? It's going to look even popping once I get the highlights right. Let's go with that. And no. Haha. Flayed one. Screaming. Let's go with Emperor's Children. And Pallid. Got a bunch of them. So starting with some Screaming Skull. Which reminds me I need to buy a new pot. Where's a spot on here? Move out of the way. Okay. Screaming Skull up next. I'm going to use this on his teeth. Crumbs, he's got a lot of teeth. There we go. And we're also going to use dots of this on the Nazdrag yellow bits and the pink horror bits on his skin. Give all his boils a white head. Really makes them look horrible. Just like that. So now we'll try some Emperor's Children. To highlight the boils on his belly. Doesn't look to be doing a lot. You know what that's going to need? It's going to need a highlight on top of it. And then we'll use some Flayed One Flesh as well. I'm going to use this to basically highlight areas like the bones. In amongst that blood for the blood god. Just like that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some Flayed One Flesh as well, right in the middle It's like quite a wide. Like blob. Like that. Have I seen the new Matrix trailer? Why, yes, I have. I'm very excited. We got so excited in this house, in fact, that we went and watched the first Matrix the other night. And there was much rejoicing. Flayed One Flesh works really nicely on these highlights. Do 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 do. Right, what colour are there? Adeptus Latrina. I'm late. Ah, no. A Latrina is never late. Nor is it early. It arrives precisely when it means to. I think just a little dot of Black Templar in the middle of the eye is going to do it, you know? Let's just try it. With a brush that's probably far too big for this, but we'll give it a go regardless. Yeah, it needs a bit of extra brightness on either side, so I'm just going to add a little bit of Screaming Skull in there. Maybe if we use a little bit of Screaming Skull to highlight the horn as well, just towards the base. This little bit here. We could take it all the way up, I suppose. No, that's too much. I don't like it. Just cover over that with some Black Templar. And then some Snakebite Leather. I think we need a much more subtle highlight. I mean, maybe the horn doesn't even need a highlight, really. What I might do is I might just use some of this deepkin flesh I've still got here to just pick out the spots on the blade. Like that. Do that underside as well. It's just turned into a full highlight. Looks really nice. Very pleased. See, I think he's pretty much there. He just needs a bit of depth. I think he's a bit flat at the minute. I think we need a slightly different green. Oh, we haven't done his toenails. Yeah, I think maybe Creed camo. Just add a little bit of depth to him. Just a little bit. Just a teeny tiny amount of Creed camo. Maybe a green wash. I don't want to wash it all over, that's the thing, because he's nearly there. Let's just try. Tiny bit of Creed camo in the darkest recesses. Stag racks all over, job done. I mean, yeah, that would work. There we go. Just adds a tiny bit more depth to him. Ooh. I missed a spot. Where? Where did I miss a spot? Oh, I've gone Plaguebearer blind. There you go. Right there. There. Do you mean a spot? Or are you just having me on? There's this little one here. I'm pretty pleased with it. God, you had me for a second there. I was like, oh Christ. There you go. I'm very pleased with that. Plaguebearer done. Now I know what I'm going to do for the rest of the... Because I know it would piss off the neckbeards at the LGS. I want to do a Black Templar kill team and base them with bright, cheery plants and flowers. Yes, you absolutely should do that. If someone gets upset by your hobby choice, then you should do it more. Oh, thanks, Tabletop Ready. I'm very pleased. That was painless as well to get to. Just 10 more to go. You should start a YouTube channel. I should start a YouTube channel. Oh, wait. That's not bad for like, what, an hour and a half's work? Could do 10 Plaguebearers in a day like that. No problem. Good evening, A to the 40k homeboy. I'm especially pleased with the eye. Could maybe do with just a dot of pallid witch flesh in amongst those pimples, the big boils. Ah, very pleased. Very, very pleased indeed. Oh, I feel pretty chuffed with myself. Liking the colour scheme. Thanks, Biltong Boop. Look at him. Let's get some shadow on the go. There we go. Look at that. Oh, attack of the killer paint handle. So yeah. I really need to hunt for my bloodthirster. I wonder if he is in here. Let's have a look. Do, do, do. There's that box. Needed that a couple of days ago. There we go. I was going to start an OnlyFans. Okay, aggressors. The Dwarf Giants Blood Bowl team. Fire Warriors. Redemptor Dreadnought. Aha! Demons of Khorne. Blood Throne of Khorne. Fire Warriors. Volkite Berserkers. Grunstock Thunderers. Arcanaut Company. Arcanaut Frigate. Arcanaut Ironclad. Start collecting Fire Slayers. Magmadroth. Khorne Bloodthirster. Yes. Okay, it's not in this box. Warhammer OnlyFans. People kept telling me for ages to start an OnlyFans, and I didn't know what it was. And then when I looked at it, I was like, "This is just ladies with their clothes off. Why would I start an OnlyFans?" Oh, box number 2. What have we got here? That is Tactical Marines. Dark Angels. Oh, that's Corn Demons. So is that. Fire Slayers. Dark Angels. Lots of Dark Angels. Terminators. Me, Reza and Adam painting each other. I know Rez would be into it. If he's here, he'll dispute that. Okay, that's lots of Fire Slayers and Space Marines. This is after my hot tub streams, naturally. Body painting with contrast. I mean, if people want to pay me to do that, I'll paint like an arm. The finale of the Tale of Many Wives. It's the last episode, so we've elected to paint each other. I have so much Warhammer, guys. Hot tub fund incoming. I think we figured out how much it would cost to fill a hot tub with contrast medium. It was somewhere in the region of hundreds of thousands of pounds. Legs. Ooh, granites. Hey, here we go. That is blood letters. That's more corny bits. That looks like... Ah, it's a command squad. Grey Knights, Grey Knights, Grey Knights, Redemptor, Grey Knights. That looks like... I mean, that looks like a Chaos Sprue, but that's definitely a Hive Tyrant. That's Blood Angels. I think that might all be Grey Knights. I really need to organise these sprues. do, do. Should I start a Kickstarter? Today we will be painting the most dangerous game. Man. I now can't shut this box. This is a problem. Should I message Mr. Beast? Hello, mate. You don't know me, and I don't know you. I was wondering if you wanted to fill a bath with paint. There we go. What we really need here at Warhipster Towers is like a sugar daddy. But like a hobby daddy. I've become determined to find my bloodthirster. Because I want to paint him for the Tale of Many Warhipsters. I know he's in one of these boxes. Watched a clip of him on Logan Paul's. He spends $4 million on YouTube content a month. Bloody hell. £4 million quid. I'll just leave that there. What's that? That looks cornate. That might be Skull Cannon based. That looks cornate as well. That's definitely cornate. Those are blood letters. Recognize them anywhere. That's blood letters as well. We'll put that there as well. And we'll put that there as well. There, those are Mighty Skull Crushers. Yeah. Just look at that. Grim Iron Jaw. Mighty Skull Crusher. That looks like Slaves to Darkness. As does that. That looks like an ironclad. That's because it is. That looks like a frigate. Oh, I think we might have found it. That looks like a bloodthirster to me, doesn't it? As does that. Those look like magma drop sprues to me. That's because they are. That's corn demons there. That's some devastating marines. Right, there we go. Yarp, yarp. Are you trying to shop me out to your hobby, Daddy? I think there's rules against that, you know. In the hobby daddy world. God, trying to find a place for all of this is ridiculous. I will not. I want to see if I'm missing a sprue. I have some guides. So apparently the Bloodthirster does just have 2 sprues. Look at that axe. Yeah, just 2 sprues. Blimey, O'Reilly. Look at the size of this axe, guys. Look at it. It's so big. Let's just stand a Plaguebearer next to it. Oh, I'm such a fan. The question is, which Bloodthirster? Insensate Rage, Unfettered Fury, or the Wrath of Khorne? But yes, I want to do this for Tale of Many Warhipsters. Because it'll be fun. I believe the Scarbrand box includes 1 extra sprue. That was why I was getting confused. That's such a big axe. It's wonderful. Love it. Big fan. And of course I do have all of these blood things. That appears to be missing some bits. Yeah, these are... Yeah. Do 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 do. I believe the Bloodletters only had 2 sprues as well. No, maybe not. Three sprues in each, I believe. Because of the heads and stuff. Okay, need to hunt for another sprue. There we go. Right. Sorry, that was riveting end, but yeah, it's 20 past 10, so I figure we're gonna end it there. But yeah, we found the Bloodthirster, which is great, and it was something I needed to do then, because if I didn't do it, I was gonna forget to do it. So Bloodthirster found, which means we can do that for Tale of Many Warhipsters. as well as these. Well, no, probably not the same time as these. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. Thank you very much for hanging out. Thank you very much for the super chats. Very much appreciated, as always. Really is. Very much appreciated. Helps keep the lights on around here, as I always say. And it helps me buying new models to paint for all of you. But yes, there we go. And end of the night. We figured out our Plaguebearer scheme. I'm very happy with it. So yeah, just time to paint the other 19 that are in that box that I've got to do. So that'll be fun. But yeah, thank you very much for hanging out. I will see you all next time. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff. And I will see you all next week. Happy wargaming, guys.